It's time now for the Troup Tigers Coaches Corner on WELR Eagle 102.3, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at eagle1023.com. Now live to Johnny's New York Style Pizza in LaGrange to give you the inside scoop on Troup Tigers football.
And welcome to Johnny's. Hey, we're Troup Football Live. We're the the Troup Football Coaches Show. I'm your host, Greg Hicks.
Pay for Jack's food.
Well, there you go. Jack Mormon gets free food tonight. I think the louder you clap, the whoever claps the loudest gets free food. There you go. and then let's see, head coach Tanner Glisson here, and we're going to be reviewing last Friday night's lightning delayed, if you will. Kind of like what Auburn had Saturday is an over an hour of lightning delay, but we had a little thunderstorm moving out of noon and heading toward Tyrone. And it just enough, we were in pregame warm-up, just enough to had a lightning strike and delayed it for about 40 minutes or so before we kicked off.
We were kind of glad that happened and didn't get into the first quarter, second quarter, and then a thunderstorm came.
That's a good point.
It was kind of good that it happened early on and just kind of pushed the kickoff back, but really didn't disrupt too much.
Well, we had it was a good time up there. And once again, before we get really started, wow at the Tiger Nation that showed up for that game.
Absolutely.
I mean, and Jack and I were talking about it before the game. What's the crowd going to be like? And right about as we were pregame, right before the lightning strike, the stands were about half full. And I'm thinking to myself, well, come on now. But once they caught, the stands were packed from the Tiger side, and didn't realize that once again we were homecoming opponents, and I'm sure you knew that, but I had no clue, and I thought, wow, two times in a row. Hopefully, we're going to take them down at homecoming, but luck was on our side and skill was on our side, so we had fun. We had fun Friday night for our second region win of the year, and that bodes well leading into your off week. And really, what a good time to have a bye week.
Yeah, I think it's coming at a perfect time. We've had several rough games here in a row, and so this is coming at a real good time. Playing Callaway, Chapel Hill, and Sandy Creek, bam, bam, bam. Mm-hmm. Three really good football teams. And so, for us to be able to catch our breath, kind of reset. Today we went in and had study hall first period this morning instead of lifting weights, and had kids after school with teachers, just trying to reset, refocus on academics before we kind of dive into game planning for LaGrange next week and everything.
Well, that's I sometimes think we forget, but I'm on your Remind 101, and I guess that's still what you call it. But you text out to all the players. I think it's an excellent way to manage your staff and the kids and even the parents that are involved, and you may even have a few fans that collect that information. I don't know, but I get it, and I say, man, that's great. Academics. Sometimes we go to school, and I know when I was in school, I'm waiting to Friday night, and sometimes I lose focus because I'm so wanting to get to practice and do some things, and I still have schoolwork that I've got to do.
Well, and some of these kids, or most of them, get home 8, 9 o'clock at night, and yes, there's still time before they go to bed, but they're fatigued, they're tired, ready to eat something, ready to go to sleep, and hopefully this train goes on down the tracks a little bit longer than week 10.
Well,
and so, usually the longer you go in the season, especially in the playoffs, the games get bigger and bigger and bigger, and the focus comes off the academics a little bit. And it's just natural, for kids to do that. And so we're trying to make sure that they have that as a number one priority.
Mm-hmm. But with that, we're going to take our number one priority is for this radio station is to make some money. So let's go hear from some of our corporate sponsors on the Troup High Coaches Corner here at Johnny's Pizza Live every Monday night. We'll be right back.
Deciding to sell or buy a home is a big step. To make sure it's the step in the right direction, choose the person best qualified to handle your real estate needs. Joel and Rob Upchurch have been breaking sales records every year since 1997. They truly are the real estate leaders in West Georgia. So take a step in the right direction. Contact Joel or Rob Upchurch at RE/MAX Results because they are dedicated to results and converting transactions into relationships.
At Wellstar West Georgia Medical Center, we believe teamwork makes all the difference in your health. We believe that skilled people can achieve higher standards and exceptional results. We believe in a game plan that's focused on patient safety and quality care. At Wellstar West Georgia Medical Center in LaGrange, we believe in life, well lived. To learn more about award-winning healthcare, visit wellstar.org/WGMC.
Have you gotten your flu shot? Now is the time. Holmes Pharmacy is the place to get your flu shot. And if you have insurance, it could be free. So don't wait. Drive right up to Holmes Pharmacy and get your flu shot today at Commerce Avenue in LaGrange, inside the Piggly Wiggly at Lee's Crossing, and in Hamilton. And if your doctor feels you need a high-dose flu shot, Holmes Pharmacy has you covered.
Hi, I'm Perry Prather, pharmacist at Holmes Pharmacy. We have your flu shot ready, so come see me or any of my fine staff at Holmes Pharmacy today.
A Southern tradition since 1945, that's Rogers Barbecue and Catfish House. You can find them at 117 New Franklin Road in LaGrange. So when you're ready for lunch, Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., come to Rogers Barbecue and Catfish House for meat, 2 vegetables, and a bread, dessert, and drink for only $7.29. That's a big lunch for a small price. So when you're ready for a delicious barbecue and only U.S. farm-raised catfish, make your way to 117 New Franklin Road in LaGrange for Rogers Barbecue and Catfish House for a great meal.
Hi, football fans. Jonathan Moose Map here from Glenn Smith in Opelika, Alabama. We love this time of year with all the excitement of football, and we also love that Glenn Smith can play a part in supporting high school sports. We support the team, the coaches, the band, the cheerleaders, and of course the families and the fans. At Glenn Smith, we're proud to be your local Chevrolet Buick and GMC dealer with over 500 new and used vehicles every day. Online 24/7 at glennsmith.com. That's Glenn Smith Chevrolet Buick GMC in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Now back to the Coach's Corner live at Johnny's New York Style Pizza on Eagle 102.3, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at eagle1023.com.
Hey, as Britt just said, welcome back to the Kia of LaGrange Coach's Corner here live from Johnny's Pizza. And I don't know why it's New York style. I guess because it's different than Chicago style, and it's different from LaGrange, Georgia style. But we'll eat the pizza anyway. So
it's pretty good tonight.
It is. I love it. My wife's got a calzone. And Jack, what are you eating there? Yours is free, right? No, it's not. Some wangs. I tell you what, they you know, we talk about pizza, but they do have some excellent wings. They do have some excellent sub sandwiches, as I've tasted some at lunch before. Speaking of lunch, they also have a $7.99 buffet, all you can eat, and you guys need to come out here try it. They've been going now for about 3 or 4 weeks, and it is working fabulous. So you guys come on out. 35-21, and a couple of their touchdowns came later in that second half. But you know what I was impressed with, and Jack and I were talking about, you know, kind of establishing that run game in the booth. And, of course, we've joked for years that we believe that you guys have us on the headsets because sometimes we talk about something and you guys go do it. It's like, man, they must be listening to us. At least we would like to believe they you guys are. But you come out in the third quarter. Tell us kind of what you thought about at halftime and what your intentions were at the beginning of the third quarter.
Well, first and foremost, it was kind of good to get down 7-0 because that was the first time we had been down all year long. And so to just kind of see how we would respond. Mm-hmm. And so they went up 7-0, and then we were able to put some things together. And I guess we're sitting there at 21-7 at halftime, and we go in and we made some good adjustments on both sides of the ball. We thought defensively we felt like that we had pretty much stopped them from running the ball, that they were going exclusively to throwing. Mm-hmm. And we felt like they were giving us a 4-1 box on defense, and they were telling us, hey, you're not going to throw the ball. If you're going to have to run the football. So we came back out, got the ball. They kicked the ball in the end zone. We got the ball on the 20 and went 80 yards and didn't throw a pass and just ran it, down the field and pretty efficient doing it. There were a lot of people that, offensive line did a great job. Obviously, we had 53 carries for 382 yards. Kobe Hudson has 17 carries for 252 yards. And so, and that's without Kobe Harry. He was out with an injury on Friday. But to be able to just line up and run the football, something we could not really do 2 years ago and even into the latter part of last year, really struggled running the football. And that was an emphasis in the spring, summer, and so far this year, even against Callaway there late in the ball game, we had to run the ball to win the game, to go and put it away. We were able to just run it right down the field and not throw a pass. And so that was really, really good to see.
Well, when we call out that offensive line, you're right. Colby was injured a little bit, and even though in Hunter Bass, he's just like, I believe he would have played in Harris County if you'd have let him.
Yeah, he pretty much played on one leg the other night.
Yep. And so this bye week, you and I was texting yesterday, and I said it's really not an off week because you're going to tell me we don't do off, but a bye week. Give the players a game rest anyway. But
that's right.
At least that gives you that opportunity mid-year to heal up, hopefully to get some more healing in like Hunter Bass's ankle.
With Will Cooley being out and with Colby Harry being out, some other guys have had to step up. And what has happened is it's created some good depth. And so, you got people like J. Brody Messer, obviously Gabe Hubbard, Michael Irvin. You have Riley Bowles. You have
Stephen Messer.
Stephen Messer came in and played really, really well the other night. And so those guys have really done a good job. And so kudos to Coach Manning. He's done a tremendous job, just unbelievable job with our offensive line over the last 2 years. But those guys have now, because of some injuries and stuff, have created some good depth. We're probably going to get both of those guys back very, very soon. And so barring any other injuries to the offensive line, you could go into the latter part of the region schedule into the playoffs with, 8 or 9 to 10 offensive linemen instead of what we started with 7.
Isn't that wonderful? I mean, you hate to have an injury to cause it.
Sure.
Because you guys do a good job at rotating them in anyway. But they're obviously getting a little bit more snap time and game experience with an injury like that. Then I kind of look back over we talked about, Colby had 2 interceptions. However, one actually benefited us. Had they not, it would have been they would have actually gained 8 yards.
Well, we were in a situation at one point there on that first one where we were kind of on the verge of field goal range, but I just didn't really feel comfortable. And so I told Kilby, I said, let's go ahead and take a shot to the end zone. And we took a shot, and they intercepted it in the end zone, from about 20, 25, 30 yards out, I guess.
Yeah, and by doing so, though, it actually benefited us 8 yards.
It did. It did. It almost like a field goal, and the ball goes into the end zone and touchback or whatever.
And had he just knocked it down, and that's the emotional thing when the player, thinks, I get an interception.
Sure. The other interception was just a tremendous catch. And it reminds me of, reminds me of the one the linebacker made against us, the Cartersville linebacker last year in the end zone when we're trying to cut that thing down and make it a ball game.
Yeah.
And he makes a diving catch. In
Colby
coverage.
Put it only where
he did,
and he went down below the shins to get it.
The big thing is we just don't really get all bent out of shape about interceptions because you don't want a quarterback being gun shy. Let's just turn it loose and let it fly. And sometimes those things happen, but more times than not, it's working in our benefits.
I would think so. And just kind of looking around, I was impressed with Martinez and the kicking game. Still working on the coverage a little bit.
And we've tried to play some younger guys on that coverage. Just tried to give them some reps, especially until this weather cools down a little bit. We've got some guys that we would like to play more on special teams, some that we would like to play more on defense. That are some offensive players, but it's so hot right now, it's hard to do that. And you got to think about Jamari Thrash and Joko Willis and Jarrell Smith. They're running down pass routes every play down the field because there's a lot of the RPOs that we do, they don't know if there's going to be a run or a pass. And so, almost on a given play, they're running 30 yards down the field and sprinting back, and that's like running gassers at practice.
True.
And so until this weather kind of cools down a little bit, you'll probably continue to see us play some young guys.
I would agree with that. Looking at, and I'm trying to draw off what I was thinking defensively wise. You've also, Jordan Adams comes in. Got to like the way of Jeremiah.
We played 8 guys on the defense front Friday.
Yeah, just rotating them in and out.
That was really, really good.
And the guys that got a chance to come in.
The guys that you just named with Royce White and Jordan Adams are sophomores, and so those guys are going to be big time players.
Yeah.
But to rotate that defensive line, and kudos, hats off to the Sandy Creek quarterback because he took a few good licks of the night. There was pressure all night long.
King Makuta was in his face 5, 6, 7, 8 in a row. It's like, why aren't you doing anything with him
consistently?
But we were liking what we were seeing, but what a challenge! They tried that onside kick late where they had scored a couple. They thought, well, we can slide back in this thing, and you put all your hands on deck. And Joko just did a really good job at going up and getting that fall.
He did something similar early in the year too at Callaway, on an onside kick. Joko's really, really good at that. He's long. He'll go get the football. So we worked really hard on the hands team, and it came back and worked in our favor Friday.
Interesting. Hey, you're listening to the Kia of LaGrange Coaches Corner here live from Johnny's Pizza out here on the Parkway. You guys come on out and join us. We're having a great time tonight here listening to Troup High Coaches Show. We'll be right back on Eagle Sports.
Deciding to sell or buy a home is a big step. To make sure it's the step in the right direction, choose the person best qualified to handle your real estate needs. Joel and Rob Upchurch have been breaking sales records every year since 1997. They truly are the real estate leaders in West Georgia. So take a step in the right direction. Contact Joel or Rob Upchurch at RE/MAX Results because they are dedicated to results and converting transactions into relationships.
Hey, it's T-O-double-D, Todd Parrish with Keeler Grange. The playbook of savings is set, and we are gearing up for a great season. We have touchdown deals you don't want to miss out on. Get ready to tailgate in your brand new 2019 Kia Sorrento LX for only $24,988. Stop by and meet the All-Star Savings Team at 1217 Lafayette Parkway in LaGrange, or view our complete inventory online at KeelerGrange.com. Help support your local economy.
Stop number 110917. Price plus tax, tag, and title. See Key of LaGrange for complete details.
Calling all area coaches, high school coaches, travel ball coaches, and more. Mud Creek Graphics is now selling sporting goods like Wilson, DeMarini, Louisville Slugger, Rawlings, and Russell for travel teams, football, baseball, basketball, soccer, and more. For more information, call Mud Creek Graphics at 706-884-5592. Mud Creek's for all your sporting good needs.
In 1916, Auto Owners Insurance teamed up with local independent agents so customers could get fast, friendly, local service.
Bravo!
It worked so well, we decided to keep it that way. And 100 years later, we still do things the same way, by teaming up with local independent agents who deliver quality, personal service. Some might call that old school. But then again, maybe everything old is new again. Kind of refreshing, isn't it?
Mallory Agency at MalloryAgency.com. For all your insurance needs, it's the Mallory Agency.
There's a secret to beating injuries or ailments. Get the right team. Emory Southern Orthopedics' well-trained, experienced doctors, nurses, and staff are that team. These teammates listen and understand your specific condition and provide high-quality hometown care that will get you back into your game. For more information about Emory Southern Orthopedics team, visit www.southernorthopedics.com.
Now back to the Coach's Corner live at Johnny's New York Style Pizza on Eagle 102.3, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at eagle1023.com.
Well, welcome back to the Key of LaGrange Coach's Corner here. You listen to the Troup High Tigers. I'm your host, Greg Hicks, along with head coach Tanner Glisson, and we've been reviewing last week's game, region game against Sandy Creek Fighting Patriots. And, you know, it's one of the things when you go up back, when you see when they had won their 3 state champions, when Chip Walker was up there over a period of 5 or 6 years, and you know, they developed a good tradition, especially when they was holding their opponent on third down. The bell rang real loud to keep them. Mm-hmm. You know, we didn't have a lot of bells ringing the other night. That's kind of nice to hear.
Well,
not to hear.
Yeah, well, I had the double headsets on, so I couldn't hear it anyway if they did it or not. But, you know, it's really impressive when you go in there and you see pictures of Calvin Johnson.
Yes.
And, you know, 3 or 4
By
or 5.
the way, Mud Creek did those, by the way.
Well, it's pretty nice. And there's about 4 of them that have played in the NFL. Mm-hmm. And so they do a great job. That was a really, really good football team that we played, and it was a good victory for us, a hard fought. We took their best shot. They were ready. You know, probably partly for what happened last year, and last year's game, you know, kind of got out of hand a little bit, and they had a bye week leading into this. So they were well prepared, and you know, kudos to them for having their team ready, and kudos to us for going in there and taking a good blow and continuing the battle. And
you mentioned, and as we talked on the radio, hey, that's the first time we've been down all year.
Right.
Early in the game, and you just sense that I'm glad you pointed out before we went to the break that, hey, we wanted to see how we responded. We were talking the same way as like how the Tigers are going to respond. And, you know, 21 unanswered points before halftime. Yep. Before it was over, if it was 35 unanswered points. Mm-hmm. So that is in a tough game. And we talk about offense, we talk about special teams, and we talk about the defense. And I like the defense. You know, King was out in his face all night long. Nobody's picking him up, putting him under tremendous pressure. The defensive line, as you said, you rotated 8 guys in and out, and they were I mean, tackling like crazy. They pinning the ears back. Kevin Martin was there. Jatavian Smith was all over the place. You just got Devin Hill. Was one of the first plays of the game.
Sure.
He was in there in the face on defense.
Right.
Wow. It's just you're starting to really like it.
It's a high risk, high reward type defense. There're going to be some bust in the secondary from time to time, or some guys making some plays. I probably shouldn't call them bust, but just like the other night, receiver gets man coverage, he goes up and makes two good plays on that drive that Sandy Creek scored on, and then late in the game we got a little fatigued and we were subbing some people in and they got two long passes on us. But it's kind of a high risk, high reward because we're going to bring the pressure.
Yeah.
And if people can stand up to that pressure for 4 quarters, then hats off to them. But the way we look at it is if we give up a big play or they score a touchdown, then we're giving our ball back to one of the best offenses in the state of Georgia.
I think so.
And so let's just see who can hold up for 4 quarters.
Well, and that, before we go any farther, a little on a sad note, we for those that listen, you may or may not know that the young man from Pike County was a bad injury during the first half, and over Friday night as Pike County and Peach County were playing, and it wound up. He actually passed out in the third quarter. They stopped the game. They fly him to Grady Memorial, and Sunday afternoon he passed away. So a sad time for all the family over in Pike County. So you guys keep their family in prayers, because I was talking to Coach Wiggins coming up and before you and I came on, and it's a delicate life that we have, and certainly a delicate game of football. Is hard, as protective equipment as we have, and as much as we do to go out there and promote safety. You just never know. So just make sure your life's right, but just do keep your prayers, keep that family in your prayers, and really the whole school.
Yeah,
it's just a small school.
Absolutely. I keep wanting to put something on Facebook or Twitter, and I really don't know what to say. And every time I try to go to type in, my stomach just hurts.
Sometimes it's just best not to say anything.
Yeah, but our prayers go out to them and that unimaginable pain that they must be feeling right now. But just hope they all know that we're all praying for them, and I think it's statewide. And
absolutely.
And I've seen a lot of people putting them in the prayers. So
yes.
Good.
Well, just getting back to the football, I just wanted to share that with you. But because there's a time for everything in life, but now's the time to we're halfway through the season, maybe a little bit more, and it's time to take a little bit of a game break, not necessarily getting ready for the next opponent break, but we come back to Callaway Stadium, and I don't have my schedule, but the 12th, I think.
I think that's right. Next Friday.
And we're off this Friday. No game. When I say we're off, we're just no game, but we'll come back and. We've promoted it for years, called the Crosstown Rivalry between the Troup Tigers and LaGrange Grangers, and it should be a good one. I know Coach Gibbs is getting his team ready, and they've got a game this week against Cartersville. They've got to drive all the way up there, but then obviously their focus is going to be us, where you get a chance to, like say, heal up some wounds, if you will,
right.
And kind of maybe go do some scouting this week, and kind of see who's out there, and I don't know, maybe you take a trip to Cartersville. Maybe.
We'll branch out. We'll have coaches going in numerous directions in the region and even outside of the region, taking a look at some other people just in case some scenarios pop up. But I'm sure we'll have some guys up there. LaGrange and Cartersville are both playing really good football. LaGrange defensively is going to be one of the better defenses that we've seen, and Cartersville, it kind of goes without saying. They have a great program, and I don't think they've lost a game in the regular season maybe in the last 3 years, maybe 3.5 years. So, those are all going to be, tough contests for us. But we'll try to regather our thoughts this week and just try to put together some good game plans and start moving forward with it.
And you guys, before we go to break, I want to talk to you about the Troup High Touchdown Club is sponsoring a spring getaway to Panama City with a condo, and all it costs is I think $20 or $25 a ticket. I think it's $25 a ticket. We're selling them at the game, but you can get on Facebook to the Troup High Touchdown Club and say, hey, I'd love to spend $25 for an opportunity at about a $2,500 value, an entire week spring break down in Panama City. I think it's a 3-bedroom condo. We've already secured that. So if you guys are interested, jump on Facebook and check out the Troup High Touchdown Club as we support the efforts of Coach Glisson and his staff and the entire team there. So you're listening to Key of LaGrange Coach's Corner from Troup High School. I'm host Greg Hicks along with head coach Tanner Glisson. We'll be right back.
Deciding to sell or buy a home is a big step. To make sure it's the step in the right direction, choose the person best qualified to handle your real estate needs. Joel and Rob Upchurch have been breaking sales records every year since 1997. They truly are the real estate leaders in West Georgia. So take a step in the right direction. Contact Joel or Rob Upchurch at RE/MAX Results because they are dedicated to results and converting transactions into relationships.
At Wellstar West Georgia Medical Center, we believe teamwork makes all the difference in your health. We believe that skilled people can achieve higher standards and exceptional results. We believe in a game plan that's focused on patient safety and quality care. At Wellstar West Georgia Medical Center in LaGrange, we believe in life well lived. To learn more about award-winning healthcare, visit wellstar.org/WGMC.
Have you gotten your flu shot? Now is the time. Holmes Pharmacy is the place to get your flu shot. And if you have insurance, it could be free. So don't wait. Drive right up to Holmes Pharmacy and get your flu shot today at Commerce Avenue in LaGrange, inside the Piggly Wiggly at Lee's Crossing, and in Hamilton. And if your doctor feels you need a high-dose flu shot, Holmes Pharmacy has you covered.
Hi, I'm Perry Prather, pharmacist at Holmes Pharmacy. We have your flu shot ready, so come see me or any of my fine staff at Holmes Pharmacy today.
Rogers Barbecue in LaGrange has been locally owned since 1945, and they have daily lunch specials for only $7.29, and that includes your drink and dessert. Tuesday night from 5 to close is all-you-can-eat ribs, and Thursdays all-you-can-eat catfish, and with their Brundrick stew is famous throughout the region. They proudly serve only U.S. farm-raised catfish, so dine in or use a convenient drive-thru Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. at 117 New Franklin Road in LaGrange. So come join the crowd at Rogers Barbecue.
Hi, football fans. Jonathan Moose Map here from Glenn Smith in Opelika, Alabama. We love this time of year with all the excitement of football, and we also love that Glenn Smith can play a part in supporting high school sports. We support the team, the coaches, the band, the cheerleaders, and of course the families and the fans. At Glenn Smith, we're proud to be your local Chevrolet Buick and GMC dealer with over 500 new and used vehicles every day. Online 24/7 at glennsmith.com. That's Glenn Smith Chevrolet Buick GMC in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Now back to the Coach's Corner live at Johnny's New York Style Pizza on Eagle 102.3, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at eagle1023.com.
Welcome back to the Key of LaGrange Coach's Corner. Here you're listening to Troup High School Coach's Corner here. I'm your host, Greg Hicks, along with head coach Tanner Glisson, and we've been reviewing last week's victory over the Sandy Creek Fighting Patriots, our second region win. We started out with Chapel Hill a couple weeks ago, and a hard-fought game. You even said 3 weeks in a row. You know, we started out with that last non-region game at Callaway there at Callaway Stadium. What a packed house it was, and a physical game on both sides.
And all three of those games have been so physical.
And then you come back to Chapel Hill, and you know you got that kid at quarterback that's going to be – and that running back that they had, he was something else. And then, of course, Sandy Creek, people ask me, said, well, is Sandy Creek any better this year? Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, there's no question about that. They're a
lot more physical.
They are. And, before we got here, Troup had never beaten Sandy Creek. Mm-hmm. And so for us to beat them 3 times in a row is a big feat for us. And
huge.
And it's kind of turned into a good little rivalry, And so it's good for both schools. But those are 3 very, very physical football games. All 3 of those teams like to run the football. They like to stop the run. They like to pressure you as well. And so, us coming out of that with 3 wins, and on top of that, being healthy and 3 wins is really, really good.
Well, and again, we talked about before we go on break. It's a good time coming in that the players have a bye week this week. They get to kind of relax. You're kind of monitoring their practice schedule, giving them a day here, a rest here, there. It's the way it should be. Hey, you've played hard. You're 6-0. You get a chance to give them a day or so off of physical practice. You still got to be mentally. You're still going over some things. Sure. And you said you're getting back academics, get them on the roll there, making sure that they realize what's truly important.
That's right.
And is why they're in school. And then you take a break this week as far as the players do. And I'm sure they'll be out watching other games.
Yeah, they like to do that. They like to go out and measure themselves up against other teams, and and take the girlfriend out to dinner and this and that. So it's really good for everybody. We've been going to this for a long time now. When you think about back to spring and summer, and hopefully this thing continues for a while. So it's a much needed break.
It sure is, and it comes at a good time. And we talked about getting some guys healed up, but then of course you'll be ready. You go scouting, but then like I say, in 2 weeks or a week and a half now, we'll be coming back to Callaway Stadium with our crosstown rivals, LaGrange Rangers, and that should be a good contest. And it's going to be just like the Callaway game. Should be a packed stadium, and we certainly hope so. And hopefully, we'll come out victorious.
Well, we hope so. We'll go back to fundamentals this
Yeah.
week, and then we'll get that game plan going on Sunday evening. And Coach Gibbs is doing a good job with his group over there, so we know it's going to be a tough battle, and hopefully we're up to the test.
Well, he's certainly got them ready to go because they fought to Cedartown tooth and nail, so they're certainly not going to hold anything back. So, but with that, you're listening to the Key of LaGrange Coaches.